Just about an hour ago, police officers and first responders were all around the scene behind me. And as I'll show you right behind me, you have everything from funnel cakes to fresh cut French fries, chicken tenders. And since I have a shovel, I might as well do some of my own. Wow, the snow is pretty light, and I'm going to continue to do some shoveling. And according to Twitter, the police department did shut down the road right behind me for a little bit of time. I'm going to give you guys a closer look at Interstate 81. Been out here, like I said, the last 10 to 15 minutes. Looks like the roadway's pretty clear. Looks like there's a consistent amount of traffic. And Chief Camacho says thanks to some nearby witnesses, they were able to receive help with their investigation. In my hands is the application to become a Chambersburg police officer. I've been standing on East Washington Street for probably the last 15 or 20 minutes or so, and I can tell you this snow has been coming down pretty steadily. And I spoke to some kids who said they had a great time, but also learned some valuable tips when it comes to riding a bike. And you may see some of them do tricks just like this. It's been 30 years since Tracy Lynn Kirkpatrick was brutally murdered here at the West Ridge Shopping Center in Frederick. Even though it's been 30 years, her family is keeping her life and legacy alive. Family members and close friends came to the West Ridge Shopping Center to tell stories and remember the good times they had with Tracy Lynn Kirkpatrick.
She loved listening to her radio really loud in the car because we used to go to school and she used to take me to school. So I remember her always doing goofy stuff at the wheel and listening to radio. And
she was funny, she was shy, she was beautiful, she was smart. She had her life planned out. She knew where she was going to go and what she needed to do to get there.
But all the fun they had with Tracy Lynn ended on March 15th, 1989. That night, she was working at Aileen's Ladies Sportswear when someone stabbed her to death.
Evidence wasn't collected correctly and preserved correctly, so now we're here 30 years later with no lead. We're still where we were 30 years ago.
The vigil was held in part to keep Tracy Lynn's story alive, so they could one day find Tracy Lynn's killer.
Everybody's getting older. We got to find out before we're all gone.
So I'm hoping that through all this notoriety and community and people hearing about it and knowing that it hasn't been solved, that somebody will eventually come forward and say they saw something or heard something.
Reporting in Frederick, Jonathan Hunter, WDVM 25. Many people gathered for a vigil at the corner of Queen and Martin Street to pray for the healing of Guadalupe Bastillo, the woman who was shot across the street on Wednesday. Matthew Day, pastor of St. John's Lutheran Church, says he held the vigil because he saw on social media many people were losing hope in the town of Martinsburg.
Seeing myself from my own perspective that we are not a lost cause, that God is present, that's something I preach every week.
In Martinsburg, many were upset to hear about the shooting, but don't believe that one incident will stop them from coming to visit downtown.
It doesn't affect me walking the streets. I still feel like a normal citizen as long as I don't interfere with anything.
Some of the businesses in town have already felt the effects of the shooting. Scott Rudolph, a waiter at Casa Bizzone, says they lost some reservations. But Rudolph says even though the shooting may have caused a sense of fear for some, he doesn't believe people should stop coming downtown.
We've been downtown for 10 years come April, and this is the first time we've ever seen anything like this. So this is certainly not normal for something to happen in our city.
Peter Christensen, the one-stop director for the Workforce Development Board, says he has seen crime go down and believes despite the shooting, Martinsburg is moving in the right direction.
I mean, I'm optimistic for the future, and I just don't think anybody should think that Martinsburg is what this event depicted.
Reporting in Martinsburg, Jonathan Hunter, WDVM 25. Jocelyn Donahue has experienced more than the average 10-year-old through multiple surgeries, but she has a positive outlook on life. This past Sunday, she had the experience of a lifetime at the Baltimore Ravens home game. Jocelyn Donahue is a normal 10-year-old girl, but has had many health challenges. When Jocelyn was 18 months old, she developed slap cheek syndrome, which enlarged her heart. She has had 2 heart transplants.
My second heart transplant, my dad was crying because he was worried, and I said to him, "Daddy, it's gonna be okay."
Throughout the process, Jocelyn has had to relearn how to walk, but has recovered nicely.
The transplants definitely saved her life, and there are complications, but I'm trying to raise her to look at the silver lining no matter what, and just always have faith in her strength.
She was selected by the Living Legacy Foundation of Maryland to go to the Baltimore Ravens home opener. The foundation promotes organ donation and selected other children to be honored at each Baltimore Ravens home game.
The whole day was really surreal. We didn't expect to have access to the field and access to the press room and all the things we did, and they treated us good and made sure that she had a memorable experience.
Kristen says Jocelyn has some challenges, such as having a lower immune system and gets sicker faster than most kids. But through it all, she wants Jocelyn to live a normal life.
I want her to have as normal of a childhood as I can give her and just blossom into the beautiful lady that I know that she's going to.
And Jocelyn has advice for other children in her situation.
Stay strong, and it's gonna be okay, and hopefully you'll turn out like me, healthy.
And Jocelyn and her mom say they're both thankful to the families that donated their hearts. Reporting live in the newsroom, I'm Jonathan Hunter for WDBU News.